Hey guys, Heather here, wife and mom over at Instagram account Big Family Tiny House, here for a second video. I just wanted to take a minute before I move on to any other rooms and just talk about why we chose to do a travel trailer instead of a true what you think of when you hear tiny house. Back when my two oldest were my only babies, and before we had our third baby, we actually lived in a teeny tiny apartment down in Decatur in downtown Atlanta, and we loved it. We had just downsized from a big house out in the suburbs, and it was just a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath little apartment built in the 50s, so it was just basic minimums, and we loved it. And so we felt like ourselves there. We felt like we really fit better into it. We could better function. We were happier people. And so when the tiny house movement first came along, we were really intrigued by that and looked pretty deeply into it. But realized pretty quickly for a family of 6, or then it was 5, it could get pretty pricey pretty fast, because if you're a single person or a couple, you can live in 100 square feet and that works, and it's not as expensive to build from the ground up. But we've always said the problem isn't necessarily square footage, but spaces. We still need enough spaces to put everybody. So we had kind of put that idea on hold for future reference when we had sort of a big lump sum of cash and we could do that. Fast forward a couple years, we've now had our 4th baby, and we're living in this ginormous house again that we just didn't care for and wasn't us, and we weren't very happy in it. And so we were trying to figure out what to do. Our lease was coming up, and we decided to look into some other options. So we went to an apartment and saw a 2-bedroom apartment, which we loved, and they told us they couldn't rent it to us because of a new law of 2 heartbeats per room. Now in our state, I don't know if that is for everywhere, but that's how it is for our state. And so they said that the minimum they'd have to give us a 3-bedroom, which is not what we wanted. We didn't want to pay that much money. We didn't want that much square footage, because there was a pretty significant jump between a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom at that complex that we really liked. So we kind of felt back to square one. And there weren't very many houses that were small in that area. That's why we had ended up in another big house again, even though it was against our wishes, I guess. So I was just sitting on Pinterest late one night, and my friend Laura, shout out to Laura in California, had posted a pin that was like 25 travel trailers that got makeovers that you need to see now. And the thumbnail photo was just the cutest little Airstream I had ever seen, so I clicked on it and I started clicking through and realized that these renovated travel trailers were actually a really great idea. And even though the majority of people who were on that list and had done it was for sort of a vacation home or just a temporary living, I thought maybe this is something we could do. But I had never been in a travel trailer. I had never stepped foot in one. I did not even know where to begin looking for one or where the price point is. So me being who I am, I jumped on over to Craigslist and just started a search, and soon realized that they can be pretty pricey, like about the $50,000 and up range, or you can get one really, really, really inexpensively. So I sat there for maybe about an hour researching it, and immediately thought, this is something that we could actually do. This might be a good option for our family. So I sent the link to Graham, sent him some of the numbers and averages I thought that would be feasible for us. And that's kind of where it all began. So I think it was about 3.5 weeks, maybe a month later, we were actually, what, sweetie? What?
I'm kind of cold in my bed.
Okay, should you put your shirt back on?
I like getting dressed.
Okay, we'll go get dressed and then you'll be warm. That's my 4-year-old. complaining that she's cold even though she's half naked. So anyway, let's see where was I? Oh yeah, so I sent him some of the numbers, and about a month later, we were in here. So we ended up, just sort of a rough breakdown for you. We sold my husband's Jeep, that at the time was pretty dang awesome. And we had a tiny bit of cash in the bank because we thought we were going to have to pay a few months rent up front if we went somewhere new. So, with the money that we had, with the cash that we had, and then the cash that we made off of selling Graham's Jeep, we bought him a Tahoe that would be able to pull a travel trailer. We bought our travel trailer, and we renovated it to exactly the extent that we wanted and were happy with, and had it checked over and make sure everything was working well, all for about $10,000. So if you think about it that way, 10 grand to own your own home, whether it's tiny or not, is a pretty awesome deal. And we knew from living in that tiny apartment that all we had to do was put our thumbprint on it. All we needed to do was make it functional and make it feel like home and make it feel like a happy place for us to live in, and that we could be happy. So basically that's what we did, and now we've been here for over a year and we still love it. There's a few things that I miss or that I would change, which I'll get into in another video, but I just feel like for those people who really want to get into a tiny house or want to be a part of having a smaller impact on the environment or want to save money for whatever reason it is, I would say renovating a travel trailer is a fantastic idea. It's a fantastic avenue and path to take, especially more economical if you don't have as much money to put down right away, especially for families, especially for people where it's just more than 1 or 2 people wanting to live in it. So that's basically why we decided to do a travel trailer instead of a true tiny house. And I definitely don't think I would do it differently again. Even if I had the cash, I probably would still buy another travel trailer and do the whole process over again. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section and I'll get to them if I can. If they're bigger questions, maybe I'll address them in the video. But I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next room tour.